Hello, welcome back to the channel. As my first New Year's resolution, I'm going to try and get videos out in the order that I made them. And that starts by getting out a backload of videos that I have not edited together that go back at least multiple months. This video was shot in October when there wasn't snow on the ground, and it's coming out now in January. So sorry if my upcoming videos are a bit janky timeline-wise. But on to the video, which is a sunset fairy idea. I was really inspired by this one color palette to make this character. And I didn't want to do anything too fancy as I had done a lot of hard projects before, during, and in the middle of this. And I wanted something simpler. So I just took some old parts I had lying around and used them together. This is a Disney fairy's head. It's the Disney skipper body. I'm actually very inspired by Delightful's fall fairy in this project. I also felt that my art has been way too monotone, monochromatic lately, and achromatic. So I got the most blindingly bright color palette I could find and tried to use that in my concept. I then got inspired by some elvish tattoos that I saw and decided to cover her in tattoos as a nice accent piece. Now she actually has bend and click knees, which I'm not sure how they were going to hold the paint up, but they actually do a very good job. They haven't chipped yet, and it's been months. I think it has something to do with the sealant, although they are sticky because of my sealant. But I do not use Mr. Super Clear, so if you use Mr. Super Clear on your projects, I don't know how that would work out. The tail got the same treatment. And then we're onto the face. I originally was going to do orange skin for this doll, and that's what we see here. I was doing the face first. But I ended up not liking it. I think it's because I don't really like orange as a color. All colors are beautiful, but the orange just wasn't working for me, so I switched it to this more reddish, pinkish color. I decided to make the eyes orange because orange was a prominent part of the color palette, and I could still tie that back in. And I also decided I didn't want to use any black for this project. So all the colors you see here are just different versions of the dark purple. I then made some hair wefts using leftover hair I harvested from a Marisol Coxey doll, and just did my usual method of gluing them onto the head. And I struggled with the bangs. I wanted it to look cute, but they just wouldn't stay down. But I tried to persevere and use gel, glue, and iron them down. And now it was on to the outfit. This is the part where I was really inspired by Delightful's doll. I made her a leaf dress. So I sewed her basically some black underwear with a hole for her tail, and then sewed little cutout leaves onto it that I painted. That process took a really long time. And then I decided that the hair was super ugly and I ripped it all off. It had melted, it had been fried, it just wasn't working. So I decided to take some influence from the original character and gave her textured hair. These are supposed to resemble dreadlocks, it's just pieces of yarn. And I just hot glued them directly to the head, like dreadlock cornrows thing. I don't know exactly what to call it. I'm sorry if my terminology is a bit off. And then I made a simple orange top and sewed it directly onto her. And with that, she's done. And onto the final photos.